Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And there are just 2 weeks remaining in the NFL regular season. A lot of playoff races still going on. It's time for my weekly picks against the spread. Let's see how I'm doing this season. Currently 26 games over 500. Let's end strong. 2 straight weeks at 500, though, so stayed at that 26 games over 500. And I'm already anticipating next week to be challenging because we know if teams maybe have their positions sewn up in the playoffs or know they're out of the playoffs, we know this last week can often see some big name players sit out the game, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. Right now, let's look at our week 17 spreads and make our picks. So let's start with the Thursday night football game. We got the Jets at the Browns. The Browns have been playing excellent of late. We know Zach Wilson is out. Trevor Siemian will make his second straight start. I'm expecting the Jets to keep it relatively close. Now, I would pick the Browns to win outright, but I think the defense at least forces Joe Flacco into couple turnovers. As good as Flacco has been, especially in key moments, he has been turning the ball over. The Jets defense still is one of the better ones in the NFL. So again, relatively close game, not very high scoring. I take the Jets to win by to at least cover the spread, I should say. One Saturday game, the Lions at the Cowboys, so a good one. I'm taking the Lions. I just think the spread is too big. I understand why it is, though, because Dallas has been completely dominant at home this season. It has just been on the road where they've had issues. But keep in mind, most of their more challenging games have been on the road this season. So I just think the spread is too big. I think the Lions, important game. They could still get that number one seed in the NFC. They keep it close. Maybe win, at least cover the spread. This is a challenging one, but the Ravens thoroughly dominated a team that many people thought was unstoppable, at least at full strength, that being the San Francisco 49ers. I'm taking the Ravens with the 3-point spread just because, well, Jalen Waddle has a high ankle sprain. We're not sure if he's going to play, and Tyreek Hill is a little banged up, so their two superstar wide receivers aren't 100%, and one may miss the game. So I'm going with the Ravens to cover that 3-point spread. This one was tough because I think the Commanders are finally making the right move in switching from Sam Howell to Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett has entered each of the last two games and performed much better than Sam Howell has. Brock Purdy has a stinger for the second straight game. I think he's going to play and is definitely looking to rebound after that 4 interception performance against the Ravens. I'm not going to let 1 week dissuade me from picking the 49ers against the Commanders team that has looked awful, although, as I said, they do look better with Brissett out there. So this is one that I'm taking the Niners. I'm not all that confident in the pick, though. Next, we got the Raiders plus 3.5 at the Colts. I think the Raiders win this game outright. Very surprising win at Kansas City on Christmas Day. Yes, it took 2 defensive touchdowns to do so, but really made Patrick Mahomes' life very miserable throughout the game. And, right now that Raiders defense is just playing awesome. Can definitely force Minshew into some mistakes. I'm not expecting Aiden O'Connell to go 3 quarters again without a completion. I think the Raiders win that game. Rams minus 4.5 at the Giants. I am a Giants fan. I pick against them. I pick for them. Recently, I haven't been picking correct when it comes to the Giants. I just think the Rams are playing very well of late. The Giants are transitioning to Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. Tommy DeVito's 2 minutes of fame might have been 30 seconds longer than Linsanity. I'm a Knicks fan too. I think the Rams win by at least a touchdown. Another tough game to pick because the Bills were looking great, and then they played down to their competition last week, that being the Chargers, and barely defeated them. I think they come out with a purpose, knowing that the Patriots beat them the last time the two teams met. Another game I'm not super confident in, though. I definitely think the Bills win. Whether they cover the 12-point spread, we'll see. Texans -4.5 versus the Titans. I'm thinking that CJ Stroud comes back, and right now the Titans kind of have nothing to play for but draft position. We'll see if Will Levis is back or if they go with Tannehill again. Eagles -11 versus the Cardinals. Another tough game because the Eagles really haven't looked like themselves in almost a month. Barely beat the Giants, let them back in the game. Took a interception on the last play to officially finish off the win against the Giants. But the Cardinals just haven't looked good. Haven't looked much better with Kyler Murray. I was of the belief that Kyler Murray would perform well enough where they knew they wouldn't have to take a quarterback in next year's draft. Now I'm not so sure, to be honest with you. Game is just a hunch because if we look at recently, you should probably take the Buccaneers, but the Saints pretty much a do or die for their postseason and NFC South hopes. Need to beat the Buccaneers. Well, they need to beat the Buccaneers to win to have a chance at winning the NFC South. I think they do it. We'll see, though. Baker Mayfield has been playing awesome of late. Falcons +3 at the Bears. I liked how they played with Taylor Heineke under center last week. I often fade the Falcons. And the Bears are playing much improved, but I think the Falcons, again, much like the Saints, know they absolutely need this game for their postseason hopes to remain alive. Panthers +7 at the Jaguars. Will Trevor Lawrence play? Even if he does, he's been compromised with injury the past couple games and has not looked good at all. So even if he does play, or if CJ Beathard gets the start, can Bryce Young build off his first 300+ yard performance last week? I think he does so. Maybe he doesn't go for 300, but the Panthers at least keep the game relatively close. Steelers, my +3.5 at the Seahawks. Seahawks really haven't looked good. Had that good win against the Eagles, but other than that, took a only won by 3 against the Titans last week. Meanwhile, the Steelers, Mason Rudolph's first start, performed excellent against the Cincinnati Bengals. And if the Steelers get this win, that guarantees another winning record, and Mike Tomlin will still never have a losing record in his coaching career. Expecting the Chiefs to rebound at home against the Bengals. Now, they're only 4-4 at home this season, which is crazy to me. But Jake Browning did not perform well against the Steelers. I think Mahomes, Kelsey, and crew come out angry, although Isaiah Pacheco and L'Jarius Sneed did not practice today, so we're not sure if they are playing. But I still think the Chiefs come out with the victory by at least 8 points. Now, maybe an hour ago, the news came out. Russell Wilson has been benched for the final 2 games, even with the Broncos still in playoff contention. Enter Jarrett Stidham, and I think Jarrett Stidham rejuvenates the team, at least for 1 week. Maybe Jerry Jeudy actually shows up. I did a video yesterday with him included. Check that out. So the Broncos defeat the Chargers by at least 7. And also found out Jair Alexander will be suspended for this Sunday night game. There is no Monday night game this week. So it made it tough. We don't know if Jaron Hall or Nick Mullins is starting for the Vikings. I don't think it matters too much. I still think Jordan Love keeps the Packers' playoff hopes alive. and the Packers defeat the Vikings on the road. So those are my week 17 picks. Again, 2 weeks remaining. Let's hope I can end the regular season strong and finish well above 500 for the season. Let me know in the comments which picks you agree with, disagree with. Who are some of your best bets? Some interesting games. Again, a lot of different quarterbacks than expected, coming into the week. Russell Wilson not playing. We don't know if Trevor Lawrence is playing. Zach Wilson's out. Can Joe Flacco continue his magic for the Cleveland Browns? A lot of stories that will unfold in week 17. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.